You've heard of life coaches. Maybe you've gone to therapy. But what exactly is a women's confidence coach? Let me explain what that means and whether or not you might need one. Hello, I'm Dr. Ashley Chance Fox. I am a women's confidence coach, and I'm the creator of Overcoming the Beasty Boss. Now, I want to start by clearly stating I am not a therapist. I am not a therapist. Let me say that again. I am not a therapist. I want to be very clear with that. I have been to therapy. I appreciate my therapist and everything that they helped me through, but I'm not that person. I'm not a life coach. I am something very specific. I focus on one thing, and that is rebuilding confidence from the inside out. Now, yes, I have this YouTube show, episodes, whatever you want to call it, about the Beastie Boss. And that is a huge part of our lives, is work, right? And many times our confidence takes the hit of a toxic boss, all right? But ultimately, I have learned through my clients and my own healing that many of our wounds come from a lot of different places, many times from the stories that we tell ourselves, from beliefs that were installed by someone or other people, things that keep us small, these patterns, these stories, these experiences that keep us small. And I try to bridge that gap between knowing your worth and helping you realize your worth, and really feeling that you are deserving of that confidence, right? So I work with accomplished women, whether that is in the workplace or maybe you are a stay-at-home spouse, partner, maybe you're a single mom. You are highly, highly capable of what you do, no matter your job. But something happened that shook that foundation of yours. Maybe, like I said, it's a toxic boss. Maybe you've had a toxic personal relationship or friendship. Maybe it's your own inner critic. Maybe it is past experiences with family members. Maybe it's past experiences from religious institutions, right? You logically know, like if you looked at yourself if you took yourself outside and looked at yourself from the outside, on paper or just mentally yourself, you know that you were good enough. But for whatever reason, you just don't feel that way anymore. And it happens to all of us. And I say that broadly, and I usually try not to say broadly, strokes like that, broad strokes like that. But I do feel like, especially women, we sometimes just don't feel good enough anymore, right? You push and push and push and push, and it's not working. And that's where I come in, right? Maybe you have started shrinking yourself in rooms that you used to own yourself, maybe at work specifically. Maybe you're second guessing your decisions, whether that's at work or at home. You've sort of lost that thread of who you are. And therapy is just not quite hitting the spot. Again, I'm not a therapist. I've been to therapy. I appreciate therapists and everything that they do. But sometimes, and this is my experience, I got to a point where it just wasn't doing what I needed to do. And so I sought out another avenue, which was coaching, which I then became, right? So what we try to do together is we try to figure out that wound, the emotions around it, where it came from, where the beliefs came from, the stories, the experiences. And if you do a one-on-one session with me or come to group on Thursday night, I use techniques called EFT, or emotional freedom technique, also called tapping. We journal, we do guided meditation, and we discuss. And one thing I like about the discussion portion is that sometimes when you can't truly name it, somebody else may say it for you, and you're like, that's it. That is exactly how I'm feeling. That is exactly, you just put that into words. Thank you. Right? We build your trust back up one small step at a time. It is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Because these are your emotions, these are your feelings, these are your experiences. So it's one small step at a time. And we work on trying to create this new internal narrative that fits who you are and where you are in life. I truly, as a coach, make a conscious and intentional decision to meet you exactly where you are right now. Okay? And I want to be very clear that as a professional myself, and an only child, and a go-getter, and a doer, and a fixer, that in my past has been very difficult to ask for help. Asking for help isn't the weakness. It is not a weakness. Sometimes we just don't know who to ask, right? It is the most confident thing that you can do. It's the most confident building step you can make, because you have acknowledged that there's something that needs to be worked on, and you have put it out there, and you're asking for help, right? Sort of like if you broke your foot, you wouldn't just let it be broken, right? You would probably go to the doctor and try to figure out what happened and get a cast and all the things, right? So sometimes we need a little bit of assistance and support to build our confidence back. So if this is something that is of interest to you and you have not signed up for my Confidence Boost workbook yet, the link is down below. It's free. It goes directly to your email. And if you do want that more one-on-one, it's a group environment, but I really do, I keep groups small on Thursday nights intentionally, because I want the ladies there to feel seen and heard and validated, and us work on everyone that's there. So that is Embracing Me Circle. That's Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on Zoom. The link is also down there, so go check that out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment, because that's how it gets my videos out to women just like you. So you don't have to figure this out alone. I'm here to support, and please let me know how I can do that. And I hope to see you around. See you next week.